So meditation basically means just free your mind, free your mind, free your heart of all the different concerns and worries, regret that we gather, you see. So that's the reason in meditation we cut off from most of our sensory activity. That's what we do, so that we can free ourselves, free our mind. Because our mind tend to be occupied with our experiences, and it becomes obsessive about those experiences, you see. Somehow it gets obsessed, even though that obsession doesn't necessarily give happiness. We still get stuck in that obsession. It becomes a pattern, it becomes a habit. So therefore meditation allows us to just free ourselves of all those different obsessions. So it is very important one. And yesterday was International Meditation Day. Have you heard of International Meditation Day? Yeah, so it's something new that United Nations kind of started from this year. So it just like Yoga Day, we have Meditation Day as well. In fact, meditation is also called yoga, you see. The physical yoga which we do, the Hatha Yoga, but this yoga that we do is Bhavana Yoga, which means it is more directly focused on the mind, but the stretches, the movement that we do is more focused on the physical part, you see. But we need both, we need both physical and mental health, you see. Okay, so today I'll be speaking about health, something connected to health. As Buddha said, Arogya Parama Labha. Arogya Parama Labha. That is, health is the greatest gain. Labha, gain. So we have all different kinds of gain in our life, maybe financial gain or relationship gain, name, fame, and material gain, and so many gains we have in our life. But Buddha says one of the most important gain is our health, Because if you are healthy, you can do something about your life, right? Even though you may be old, but you can still do a lot of things. You can be on your own. But if you have all the wealth in the world, but if you do not have your health, then your life can become quite miserable. You see, these days there is the discussion going on work-life balance. A lot of big discussion happening. Somebody for it, somebody against it. But according to Buddha, everything has to be balanced. In fact, his teaching is based on this idea of Majjhima Patipada, middle path, Madhyam Marg. The reason he came up with this idea was that he went to both the extreme of our life. You see, he was a prince, as you all may be aware. He was a prince with all the luxury, with all the pleasures and everything, family, children, wife, wealth, name, good, everything. So that was one form of extreme. In his case, it was extreme because it was predicted by some astrologers that he would leave home if he sees an old person, sick person, or death. Which means, in a very, if he is surrounded by that, he has to be somehow be away from the realities of life, which is old age, sickness, and death. So the king somehow kept him aloof from some of the realities of life. He was kept somehow secluded in a palace with wall and a lot of garden and lake and flowers, and all the servants were young all the time. So which means you can say he got the height of what we call the pleasures of life, the sensual pleasure, which is one of the source of happiness for a lot of people. Then he leaves home because he found it was not enough for happiness. And that's how he becomes a monk, and then he goes to different teachers. And then he came up to this practice of austerity, asceticism, extreme form of asceticism, where one doesn't eat food for a long time, one is exposed to heat, cold, thinking that this will make him free, that this will give him happiness, at least the spiritual happiness. He did it to the most extent possible, the best possible extent he did. He was, as described in our scripture, he became literally a living skeleton. He was looking like a skeleton, you see, from prince to a skeleton. And he found that both didn't work, So then that's how he came up with this idea of middle path, you see. So when we talk about balance, it is something very important, Just look at your own body, right? It also functions on this principle of balance. If your temperature is little more, you say, I have fever. You see, that itself tells us that our temperature in the body should also be balanced. You see, so also the food, so also the sleep, so also the work. So everything needs to be balanced, whether it is relationship, whether it is money, whether it is time, whether it is, your work. So everything has to be balanced. So therefore, this idea of middle path is also crucial for our health, you see. So today I'd like to share a teaching, a sutra from the Buddhist scripture, from this particular book or scripture called Numerical Discourses, those teachings which are arranged number-wise. So these days I generally speak from that. So it's about the one who is sick and the one who is taking care of the sick people, in today's time, I hear a lot about, parent getting sick, even young getting sick and bedridden, a lot of people. It has become quite normal, and we have no less of diseases these days, Lots of sugar, BP, they are very normal, and then many other diseases as well. So maybe it's a discourse for all of us. That is, if you are a patient, if you are a sick person, how you should behave, what you should do. So Buddha was a very practical individual, right? He won't only talk about some metaphysical or some deeper teaching, but he would also speak about our day-to-day practical application of the teaching of the Dharma. So what you should do if you are a patient? You never know, you can become a patient tomorrow or maybe next month or next year. Don't think that you will not become a patient. You can become patient anytime, whether you are a young or middle-aged or old or whatever, right? So if it becomes, what should be your approach, what should be your mindset, attitude, thinking, what you should do so that you are a good patient, right? So it's not that you are good when you are well, but even when you are not well, you should be a good patient, So what are those qualities that you should have? But one of the way of Buddha teaching is, first he will tell the negative part, then the positive part. So I will go in that pattern. Which means he first tells the problem, then what is the solution. Okay, they are in fact the same, but somehow it is a pattern. Monks, a patient with 5 qualities is hard to take care for. If some patient has this 5 quality, it is very difficult to take care of that person, that person who is sick. So what are they? Just a minute, I think I clicked somewhere wrong. Okay. They do what is unsuitable. They do what is unsuitable. So if you're a patient, if you behave in a strange way, if you are doing unsuitable thing, what is not proper, you don't behave well, you are just not cooperating with the doctors, with your caretaker, then it is not a good quality. Which means even though you are sick, right, you shouldn't allow your mind to become sick. You shouldn't become a kind of person, oh, I'm sick, and I'm not well, and I don't know what will happen, something like that, Somewhat you become hopeless. Number 2, they don't know moderation in what is suitable. So even though he knows what is good, but he doesn't have certain moderation, how much to do, how much to say, how much to eat, and how much to, whatever. Moderation, basically. They don't take care, they don't take their medicine. So if you don't take your medicine, then it is a problem. Though their carer wants what's best for them, they don't accurately report their symptom by saying when they are getting worse, getting better, or staying the same. So you have, and that person doesn't properly, tell the one who is taking care, or am I, whether you are getting worse, better, or it is same. And then finally, they cannot endure physical pain, sharp, severe, acute, unpleasant, disagreeable, and life-threatening. So there are some pain that comes when you are not well, but you are somebody who doesn't tolerate, who doesn't endure all these different pain, sharp pain. So these are the 5 qualities. Now coming to the positive one, a patient with 5 qualities is easy to take care for. Easy to take care. It's one of the word of Subharo, Subharo in Karane Metta Sutta, in the loving kindness teaching. So you have to be somebody who is easy to be supported. You should not throw tantrum. You shouldn't be too much difficult. What 5? They do what is suitable. So even though you are sick, but you do what is suitable. You maintain your peace, balance, and understanding. They know moderation in what is suitable. So they know, even though they know what is good, but they know how much. Sometimes, we, let's say, certain food which is good, but just because it is good doesn't mean you take it a lot. It's a healthy food, take it too much. Then it is not a good idea, you see. And if somebody is foolish, they may take more doses of medicine. Just a fun. Huh? They know moderation, what is suitable. They take their medicine. Most important, you have to take your medicine. You shouldn't forget your medicine. Okay, so maybe if you forget, maybe put some alarm or something. Because their carer want what's best for them, they accurately report their symptom by saying when they are getting worse, getting better, or staying at the same. So you properly report what's happening to your nurse or somebody who's taking care, or a doctor. You have to clearly tell what's happening, whether you are getting more worse or getting better or it's the same. And finally, they can endure physical pain, sharp, severe, acute, unpleasant, disagreeable, and life-threatening. So any kinds of pain, whether it is, very difficult, very sharp, but you have to, somebody who has to, for tolerate it, you have to endure it. So that, that way you can become better. I think one of the reasons why Buddha would have said about enduring the pain is, I think, to kind of strengthen your mind, you see. Because many a time people do not get better because the sickness has made their mind also sick, which means their mind is heavily affected by the sickness. They just don't want it, you see. So, of course, there are many things we don't want, but we have to go through it. There are certain pain and difficulty we don't want, but we have to go through it. There's no way. So what best we can do is to practice patience, khanti. And Buddha said, khanti paramang tapotitikka. Tolerance is the highest austerity, highest tapasya, Tapasya is like some spiritual penance, spiritual practice. So patience is not a small quality, it's a very important quality. It is also one of the 10 paramis, that is the requirement for somebody to become a Buddha. So even Buddha needed patience. He practiced patience to the furthest possible, So these are the way, and this way, a patient with these 5 qualities is easy to take care. Okay, so these are the thing. And now what is the quality of somebody who is taking care of the patients? Sometimes you are the patient, sometimes you are the carer, nurse or somebody who is looking after. So what should be your practice? One of the reasons why Buddha says this also, that this is also part of the spirituality, you see. Sometimes we think spirituality being just meditation, but according to Buddha, every moment of your life can be spiritual. It should be spiritual. So therefore, it is important. So because spirituality is about training your mind. So your mind you can train even when you are sick or when you are taking care of a sick person. So if you are sick, no need to think of it as something bad or worse or unfortunate or cry or sad. It is what it is, it is part of our life. What best you can do is to practice the way the Buddha has laid down. A monk with 5 qualities is not competent to take care for a patient. So competency, skillfulness. So if you have these 5 qualities, you are not efficient, you are not competent, you are not eligible, good enough. What 5? They are unable to prepare medicine. Okay, so those were the days when medicines were prepared by us, Ayurveda. We had the Ayurveda. But these days you don't need to prepare the medicine, but at least you should know which medicine to take when. You see, morning, afternoon, evening, how much, and those kind of thing. Proper chart of medicine you must know. They don't know what is suitable and unsuitable, so they supply what is unsuitable and remove what is suitable. So, as a carer, you don't know what is suitable for the patient, what is not suitable for the patient. So, which means you are not educated enough. You have not asked, you have not researched, you have not talked to experts, you have not talked to doctor properly, you have not asked the nurse properly. So, you are somebody who don't know what to do. So, therefore, you end up doing something strange or something mistake. They care for the sick for the sake of material benefits, not out of love. So you don't have proper love for the sick. You just do it because you want to gain something. It can be a doctor or nurse or somebody who is health specialist or even family members. So it can be anybody. So if you are doing out of that, that's not a good one. Of course, as a doctor, you also need money, but you also have to do it with love, Any work for that matter, not just medical law field, but any work you're doing. Of course, you need medicine, money, that is for sure, but then there should be love behind that that work, any work, So you're not doing out of love. So love is not there. So that's something very wrong. They are disgusted to remove feces, urine, vomit, or spit. So, when you are taking care, you have to take care of urine or, sputum and all those things, vomiting. So, when you're removing it, you are feeling disgusted. You feel very much, you don't like it. But that's something not a good one, you see. That's why as a mother, our mother, when we are born, they did everything for us, you see. All the cleaning, all this thing, urine and everything. So something like that we should have. And in fact, when Buddha gives the simile or example simile for us to understand what is love. So Buddha said, the love of a mother to the child. That is the love. That is the real love. So that kind of love we should have for everybody. That's what Buddha said. That is ultimate love, you see. They are unable to educate, encourage, fire up, and inspire the patient with the Dhamma talk from time to time. So this means that you are not able to encourage the patients with positive words. You have to, it's not like you just give medicine, take care, clean up everything, and give the thing and everything. But also you need to talk to the patient, right? You need to talk to the patient. You need to speak to them. You need to encourage them. You need to bring positivity, hope, joy, and, good thinking so that they can survive. They can, come up. So that's something very important for us, So of course this opposite, I won't go into the opposite one. But anyway, I will read it out, A carer with 5 qualities is competent to care for a patient. What 5? They are able to prepare medicine. They know what is suitable and unsuitable, so they remove what is unsuitable and supply what is suitable. They care for the sick out of love, not for the sake of material benefits. They are not disgusted to remove feces, urine, vomit, or spit. They are able to educate, encourage, fire up, and inspire the patient with a Dhamma talk from time to time, which means some positive talk. A carer with these 5 qualities is competent to care for a patient. Yes, so this is something about our sickness and something that we can all relate to. And at any point of time in our life, either we will become sick or one of our family members or friends, somebody will become sick. So you can say that even though you're sick, but you can look at the sickness as an opportunity for spiritual practice, spiritual growth. Okay, so this is a short Dhamma talk on sickness and health, and more precisely on sickness, patient, how to be a good patient and how to be a good carer, So in whichever side you are, you can be a good practitioner. You can be somebody who can practice well Dhamma, even when you are sick. So, and also it is a good punya, it is a good karma. If you are taking care of a sick individual, whether it is a family member or anybody, it is a very good karma for you. And also, it is a training for your own self, how to be patient, how to, manage, and how to be peaceful in that. Because when you are taking care of sick, you also feel the pain, right? It is not easy to always take care of sick people. Not only the sick person suffer, but you also kind of suffer. So how can you also not suffer and be patient, and how you can bring hope in the people, in the patient, and in your own self. So, you can come out of sickness yourself, or you can make other come out of your sickness, So sickness is something we need not be surprised. It is something part of our life. It is something that can happen to us anytime, anywhere, anytime. So we should always be prepared for this state of sickness. And how you can be spiritual, a spiritual patient, how you can be a spiritual patient, how you can be a spiritual carer, so that service, somebody who is serving. So this is a talk for your own reflection, and also Buddha always, spoke about meditating on sickness, that you can sometime, after you do some breath meditation, you can also contemplate on sickness, that I am not free from sickness, I may become sick anytime, I may become sick by this or that, and also your own close people, family people, they also may get sick, you can think about some of your close people one by one, visualize their face and then say they also may become sick. So it is not to make yourself sad, but rather to make yourself more immune to the idea of sickness, so that when someday sickness actually happens, you are not surprised. And also you work for your own health, you become more health conscious, you can say, somebody who takes care of your own health, and also do good, speak good, think good while you are healthy, you see. So you are not careless about your action, because if you are careless about your action when you are healthy, then when you are sick, it can be very difficult to manage yourself, your mind, your body also. You see, so there is a spiritual aspect in the sickness also. You see. Okay, so with this short reflection, I offer it for your reflection. I wish all of you good health and happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.